Well, my fingers fit through there like I was worried about. Cut myself because I haven't cleaned those up yet. Welcome back. I'm back on this lawn tractor slash go-kart project. It honestly took me a few minutes to remember where I was with this thing because it feels like it's been so long. But I remember I've got to be able to steer it, and it's hitting right here on the side. I'll show you that here in a second. I'll show you my plan for that. And then I need to get the rear fenders to sit down. And so I'm going to cut those and revamp that. Let me show you here what I'm going to do. This piece is spot welded to that black grill. I'll open this up. You look in here, hopefully you'll be able to see it. You can see these spot welds. And so I'm just going to drill these out. And then, you know, undo this bolt. I'll have to take the whole thing off to do this, but I'm basically just going to turn these around. So this one will go on the other side, and that one will go on this side, and it'll put this area right here in the front right here. So it should give me what I need steering this direction, and I'm still not sure what I'm going to do right here in the front corner. So anyway, that's the plan for this video, is to get that switched around so that I can steer that thing and then make the cuts on these fenders. I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do this top cut. I'm gonna cut this out all together, and then I've got another mark here that I'm gonna cut, lift this fender up, and then put a new piece in so that thing will sit all the way down where it's supposed to. Probably 2 more videos, maybe 3 more videos on this. So if you're liking this, give me a thumbs up on it, and consider subscribing if you're not already, and hit the little bell, I guess, to make sure that you're informed whenever I upload a video. So anyway, I'm gonna get after this. I'll set you guys back up on this tripod, and I'll pull this front end apart, drill out those rivets, and get cutting on those rear fenders. This is gonna be fun for, you know, for the grandkids to run. It'll probably be fun for me to run around, but yeah, get this thing pulled apart. I really was hoping not to have to take this apart because it was sort of a pain to get back on, but that's okay. Make sure I get my bolt there. Well, that could have been bad. My thumb was in the way. Probably could just do this right here. I have a step bit on this big drill. I don't think I need this big drill to do it. take this off. Hopefully I'm not hard to hear right now. I had somebody comment that I needed a mic, and I'm not going to argue that point. However, I've used some of the external mics on this GoPro, and if you don't get them plugged in just right, you don't get audio. And it's frustrating when you do a video and then you don't have audio for it. And so that's my biggest worry, is like if I try to do a mic like that where you guys can hear me better because it's on me or something, I just worry about losing footage because I lose audio. But quite honestly, it's probably something I'm going to wind up doing. Hopefully this battery's charged. I used these up to church not that long ago, and they were both pretty dead. So, but here we go. Yeah, battery doesn't want to play. I don't know, rethink this. I'm starting to wonder if I'm rethinking this. So I was gonna drill these spot welds out, but I'm thinking I'm probably just gonna cut that off. Right? Why not? Because once this is off of here, it'd have that weird lip, and that would be over here somewhere. And I'm probably going to cut this straight down like that anyway. So I'm probably going to do that instead. I'm probably just going to, number one, because like you just saw, I'm fighting batteries. But I got one over there charging right now, but it's not charged. So I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to take a skinning wheel and just lop them things off and make it fast and easy. And then turn them around, figure out how I can, bolt them back on. I got sheet metal screws. I'll just sheet metal screw it on there. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So anyway, that's what I'm gonna do, I think, instead. Yeah, here we go. Okay. I got a new welding hat, you like that? I actually got it for work to put it underneath the new hard hat, so we got it working. It didn't fit under the hard hat, so, but it's a welding, so I thought, well, I'll use it. Anyway, that right there is my plan. So, let's get this put back on. I'm going to clean some of this up a little bit, and then I'll get this put back on and see where we're at with that, and then I'll have to, get it bolted talking about it, do it. Okay. Okay. This dropped it. That was the side that I had the trouble with. Okay, so that is the other side. This is this side. Definitely need that. Couple of sheet metal screws in there. I didn't quite get my body line right on this side, but that works. The stairs looks like it's still probably tight. It's gonna hit still right there, but it's still gonna hit right there. Looks like. Anyway. This side I did a little better job of the body line. It's still a little tight at the front, but that don't matter to me. Okay, so now I got the front taken care of. Now I'm gonna work on this back section. Cut that out. I got the metal that I'm gonna use to fill that with is the hood for that Crown Vic that I got out there. I got, you know, that Crown Vic's just a big pile of metal for me, so I'm going to use that hood. I'm going to cut that hood up and use it for pieces. I already cut that hood up. I cut some of the pieces off the bottom part of the hood for welding things up on the 61, but that Crown Vic is going to donate some material to the Craftsman lawnmower project. Alright, so I just thought I'd give you an update. I shut the camera off for a little bit there. I didn't want to have a real long segment of doing that. But so now I'm going to get started on that back, which is going to be a lot of cutting, a lot of throwing sparks. Well, I got those pieces cut out, and that drops me down to where all I need now is 2.5 inches for this to go down, 2.5 more inches. So now what I'm going to do is cut this here back down, same with that one, and then bend these fenders up. This will stay, this will drop down. So that is the plan. And then I got another piece that this back portion bolts to, that used to bolt down here, and I have to cut it and then weld it on so that can sit. I'll wait till I get that down first, and then like I said, I'll just fill the void in. So I haven't been filming me throwing all the sparks, but that's okay. I usually, when I film the throwing the sparks, I usually edit. It usually makes a big editing process for me anyway, so I just as well not film it. Okay, I shorten them up. You know, when I do film throwing sparks or welding, I just shorten that all up to where you just see a quick view of it, and so it just becomes a real editing. It's a lot of work. So, okay, I'm gonna cut that, and then I'll bring it back. All right, I got that cut, and I got it basically fitting in there. I bolted here, and so I've cut from down here all the way up. You can see the other side of the big gap, and so that's closer to where that's got to sit, like that. I'll have to weld something in here, you know, piece of metal. I'll have to trim this down, make that different, obviously. There was a crack right here on this corner on both of these, and so as I was cutting that broke loose, so I had to spot weld that. So I've got a really weak point right there. Well, you can see it better right here. That spot right there is super weak. It wants to bend. But I think once the things are bolted in place and that this is, you know, welded up, I should be doing good. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to figure out a way to get these fenders like stable, sitting there nicely. Maybe tack weld a piece in there, and then take a piece of cardboard, try to make a cardboard template of that metal, so that I can cut a piece of metal and shape it and fit. I wish it didn't have like that curve in it, but it's for the springs in the seat, wherever I put the seat. That's what that curvature is for. So the seat itself is not going to fit down in that space anymore. It's too wide. So I'm going to have to recover the seat, but I'm going to take the cover off the seat, and then the structure part of the seat, I'm going to narrow it to fit inside that spot, and then I'll recover that seat. But anyway, I'm going to get after like making template. I'll probably keep you guys rolling for that. Took a little break, got something to eat, collected some cardboard. And now I'm just going to make some templates that I can take out to the car hood, and then cut pieces out. So let's see. If I do that, and right now that thing's sitting right on the, I don't want it sitting right on the tire. Let me see if I can put something under. I don't know what I would want. I think that, thinking of this in terms of safety, I think I would like it tall enough that if somebody's finger happened to get right there, it could roll through without getting messed up. If I'm too close and somebody's finger rolls through there, it's going to slice it good, you know. So I think that's a good method to gauge the distance between the tire and the fender. So let me find something that I can use That's a lot thicker than my finger. So I could get my fingers through there no problem. And that'll, you know, that, like I said, I'm gonna probably put little flares on here, little rubber flares to kind of keep rocks and things from flinging up. Probably gonna do something on the front too, to keep stuff from flinging. But I just, you know, I could see, you know, somebody's, you know, the kids riding this thing, put their hand down on the tire and roll their finger through there. And if that happens, I'd rather it just, you know, it's gonna scare them, and then that's okay if it just scares them. So, something to think about, I suppose, if you're building something like this, is put a little bit of effort into what's safety look like. I know that, you know, this thing is not necessarily all about safety, but try to think about as much as safety as I can, I guess. Okay. All right. I don't know, that just kind of doesn't look like it. This, I put that so it goes all the way to the bottom, but I guess it doesn't. Yeah, so that'd be right. And then I need these on for a second here. I basically just pushed that against to try to find that upper edge. Yeah, I did all right. Okay. So I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to try to cut this so that I leave my mark. This is probably going to get cut out of the video. We could get it cut out of the video. Kind of boring. So yeah, that's going to work. If I have a piece, I cut a piece like that, and then I wonder if it fit over here in the same. Should fit here too. Hard to say whether or not that's the same distance. Hope it is. Hope it's not some big old. Yeah, it's a little different, but I think I can make it work for this. Yeah. Yeah, I think I can make that work twice. And so what I'll do is I'll cut two of these pieces. I'll have to trim this a little bit, decide if I want to cut it. Probably just cut it, you know, square like that. Anyway, I'll cut two of these and then I'll tack weld those in place, like this one and this one, and then I'll get the next piece going, and I'll just go from like right here back, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do about this curve. That one's going to be, I suppose I do a piece of cardboard template, and then when that's laid flat, and then once I cut the metal, then I'll have to bend the metal. But I'll just work my way from that front back here. So I'm going to take this piece. First I'm going to put a straight line on there. Cut that off. Okay, I gotta get 2 of those, cut out of metal, and then I'll be right back and I'll tack those in. I nearly forgot to bring you guys back and update you. Got this, I got the other one that right there, it's in place, and I got the magnets in there, so I'm gonna be able to tack that in place. This metal is quite a bit thinner than what I'm dealing with, so I have to be careful not to blow a hole through this stuff, but it'll work, you know, for what I'm using it for. So anyway, I'm gonna get these 2 pieces tacked in here. My little tack welds there have a lot to be desired. They're not real great. Today, I'm not doing that great, but that's okay. So, I'm going to do this little piece right here. I'm going to try to. I already got closer than I wanted. I'm close enough, my fingers will roll in there. So if my fingers will roll through there, then little fingers should be okay. Oh, where my little, there it is. But this is what I was using originally, and it's, yeah, it might help once I get back here, because you can see that kind of falls down once you push that. I almost wonder if maybe I shouldn't focus right here and try to get this piece in. I think I will focus on that piece. I'll try to get this piece in here real quick. That'll stiffen me up to there, and then I'll decide what I want to do here. I've got the pieces that I cut out of these fenders have this like lip on it, and I think I might be able to cut one of those to fit in there so that this lip would continue up like that. It might look good, and then I'll just try to have to figure out what am I going to do right there. Okay, I got this piece of cardboard template for this round section. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try cut me a piece of metal and then see if I can make it, bend it round like that and get it in there. And this seems to be working. It does not fit for this other side, which I guess doesn't really surprise me. They're not working out to be anywhere near. Okay, my battery went dead on that last bit, but I cut this and shaped it with a piece of ABS pipe, and I've gotten it pretty close, and so I'm going to do a little bit of trimming. Got it right there, that corner, so it's looking pretty good. It's looking like it's a little long down here. If I push up to try to get this bottom section, it kind of wants to push the fender out, which really would be what I want to do, is kind of have it basically force it out. And I need more radius in it down here at the bottom. This top portion of it looks really good. And then it looks like I'm a little long, which honestly, if I'm long and I just tack it on there, I can grind off the bottom, but I can feel it's like 1/4 of an inch long down at the bottom. But I'm thinking I'm pretty happy with that. I didn't videotape any of this other side. I cut a template and then cut another piece and bent it up, tack welded it in, got it done. And then I was thinking about this back section. You can see, well, so you can see that I've marked this. So I'm just gonna cut these off. That'll make it easier, and then I just have to fill in these 2 pieces of pie. So that'll just make it easier. So that's what I'm gonna do right now, is I'm just gonna cut those fenders off. That way they won't have that little lip at all, and it'll just make it a whole lot easier for me. Well, if nothing else, it's getting lighter because I've cut a lot off. Well, I think that's looking pretty good. So I do think it does. I trimmed that seat down, you probably noticed that. Just cut these edges off, they rolled across and came like that. I got some foam. I'll spray some foam on there. I'll have to cut a couple of these bolts down a little bit. There was a weird flat spring, and I probably won't put that back on, but I'll put a piece of foam in there. I might see what I got in the way of a piece of plastic, maybe put a piece of plastic over that to kind of help, and then recover that seat. And a guy could sit on that. I'd get up there and sit on that, but I don't know if those sawhorses, well, I'm sure the sawhorses would. Maybe I'll be able to get up here. Well, the sawhorses, yeah, my fingers fit through there like I was worried about. Just cut myself because I haven't cleaned those up yet. Okay, I like that. Yeah, that's cool. It's really tight right here. So my hips, my legs are hitting right here. Both of those spots. So probably when I do the seat, maybe I'll do the seat so I don't know, that foam comes up and then can head down. Maybe I can just, I don't know, glue some foam onto that. I don't know. We'll have to figure that one out. It's not too big a deal. But coming along, I will get some of that, finish welding that up, and then clean that up and get it primed, and hopefully get a little bit of a clip of that so that I can put that on the end of this video so you guys can see it. And then next week I'm going to get that motor back in there with a smaller pulley on there and a smaller pulley on the rear end, and see if I can just start buttoning this thing up. Or maybe I'm going to do, well, no, I'm going to get the motor in there before I deal with that front end, whether it's got to come up or down. It's got to come up. It doesn't, no going down. The thing's already, but so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Helps support the channel. And as always, remember that Jesus loves you, and so do I. and have a blessed week. And thanks for watching. Do appreciate it.